Let's talk on how to use the button administrator. On the button administrator, for this general settings, manage schools, this and this. For general settings, this is meant for the super administrator. I won't have to go here for now because normally schools will not be given access to these options except for schools who are having a lifetime license. Then I can give them this option. So this is for security purpose because here all the basic configurations are configured for you to easily make use of all these other options. So it will not be advisable for you to access this option. It is not even permitted, like I said, except a client is having a lifetime license that we can give access to this. So we'll work on this manage schools. I have clicked on manage school. That is where you configure your school. Everything that has to do with your school logo, the phone number, everything. So once I click on manage school, I'll click on edit. So if I click on edit, at that particular manage school, you'll be able to manage the school timetable, where you can set the start and end time of your school timetable and the periods per day. So if we want to explain that aspect of this school timetable, we will come to this option when we will be explaining the model of the school timetable. We are not there. So this is just where you can manage your school, where we have options here. I should just scroll down. Scroll down here, you can put the slogan. This is normally what is going to appear on your report cards. You put your school's phone number, you put your school's address, your school's email, and much more. All of these other features, I'll be explaining them on models that require these options. Yet you can change your director's signature. You can put the watermark, what appears behind the report cards. You change your logo as well as some few things. This just happened to be the name of one of my schools, one of the client schools. So these are options that you'll be changing whenever we'll be discussing on how to customize report cards. So I have explained to you how to edit your school. We'll return to the dashboard. Still under administrator, we have reset your data. This option normally is used to, if you want to delete everything in this system. For instance, when you just purchase a license and you happen to have some students data who are still like some random information, like the demo information that you no longer need. So you bought a license, but it came along with some data, expenditure amounts, 2 teachers in the system, 24 students. These are not your students. These are those random students that were generated on the demo. So if you want to delete, you will make use of this option that has been explained in our 7 days trial video. We also have exam settings. These exam settings, for each academic year in your school, for each academic year, you define the configurations of that particular academic year with respect to the report cards. You define the configuration of that particular academic year with respect to the report cards. This is 2024-2025. So if this is the academic year that you are using, you have to click on edit. Once you click on edit, You will see exam marks percentage. This is just the total. On what total are you evaluating students for all subjects? It can be on 100, it can be on 20. So maybe you have a physics exam, you have a mathematics exam or a mathematics evaluation. If you put here 20, it means whatever they are entering into the system must be on a total on 20. It cannot be on 100. If you change here to 100, it means everything you give student, it must be on a total on 100, and when you are entering marks, they must be on a total of 100. Now, this first evaluation percentage and final evaluation percentage. We talked of we said we have two types of report cards. We have two types of report cards for colleges. We have college type 1 and college type 2. For college type 2, it means we have 3 evaluations that give us the first term or second term or third term. This means sequence 1 plus sequence 2 make up 40%, while sequence 3 gives us 60%. It means 60 plus 40 give us a total on 100. So it means you have 3 exams you write to have the first term results. So the first one will take 20%, the second one will take 20, while the third takes 60. You can interchange, you can always put 50 here. If you put 50, this one becomes 50. It means the first one is 25%, the second is 25, while the third is 50. So you can manipulate that value. Consider mix UA. These are sequences. If at all a student does not write a particular sequence, do you want to calculate that as well? There are schools that might be a student is absent from a particular exam, but you want to favor that exam. Instead of the system to consider that maybe he had a 0 mark in that particular exam, the system will not take it into account. So it's going to favor the student in a way. The same with this one as well. There are students who do not offer a particular subject in a class. We have like the GC standard and the rest, where students are in a class, but maybe they have a maximum of 5 students or 5 subjects. Some students are taking 3 subjects, some students are taking 2 subjects, while some are taking 4, while some are taking 5, though they are all in the same class. That is where this one becomes important. Some schools will be using competencies. So if you want competencies to appear, you take yes. Some schools will be using coefficients. So if you want coefficients to appear, you take yes, you take update. So that is how you make use of the exam settings. The payment setting as well, it is not relevant in this sense. Yes, unless it is customizable, unless a client wants us to integrate some payment, it is not important. Clients will not have access to this. This is for the developer. SMS settings, email settings, and the rest. SMS as well, it is for the developer. We are the ones who are going to configure this, and once we configure it, if need be, we'll show you how to use it. It is not relevant in your case. Email setting. When it comes to email setting, yeah, as well, the developer, when we be putting this school application online, we are going to configure the email for you, and if necessary, we will just configure your email for you automatically. So at this point, a client might not even make use of this. Like I said, unless it is for a lifetime license, that we are going to show you how to add emails for those who are managing multiple schools. So go back to our dashboard again. Under administrator, we have the academic year. So for this academic year, you see right now we have 2 academic year in here. So how do you create an academic year? You come to art. When you come to art, we have the session starts where you choose when your academic year starts. If it is September, this is 2025 year, you choose when it starts. Then here you scroll 2026, maybe it ends somewhere July 2026. That is how you create an academic year. You take submit. So once you submit, it is going to bring you in here. It is going to bring you in here where you are going to see the list of academic years. And whenever you create an academic year, you make sure you click on active so that it becomes activated. You click on activate. Like right now, this academic year is active. It is running. Is running? Yes. So whenever you create an academic year, you need to make sure that it is active. You need to activate it. We come again to administrator, user role permission. User role and role permission. Users, this is for those who are on the internet, that will teach people how to assign roles and permission. If I should click, for instance, on role permission here, you will see different roles like the admin, guardian, student, teacher, accountant, librarian, receptionist, staff, servants, demo, easy, that, and secretary. Now this tells you, this enables you to limit access to some certain models for each role type. For instance, if this is the secretary or if this is the accountant, you come to the role permission settings here. All of this heading at the top: view, add, edit, and delete. If this box is ticked, it means the accountant will be able to manage payment settings. The accountant is going to have the permission to manage payment settings. So if we scroll down a little bit, this is under human resources. It means the accountant will be able to manage employees. The accountant will be able to see the information of your employees. So when you look at this, they are all ticked. This is the view tab. It means the accountant can see everything under it. This one is the add. It means the accountant can even add new employees. While this is the edit. The accountant can modify what has already been entered here. The accountant can modify employees information. While the last one is not ticked. This one means the accountant can delete. So depending on you, on your usage, when you untick, if you untick, the accountant will not have access to those options. We come to teachers as well. Once we have teachers, if all of these are ticked, it means the accountant will see everything about teachers. The accountant can even add teachers, can modify the teachers information. And here it is unticked. It means the accountant cannot delete anything. So depending on your use case, you know what to do. So that is it. So once that is done, once you have ticked and unticked, you click on update role permission. So that is that for role permission. We'll go to all of what I'm skipping. It is not relevant in your case. We'll go to manage user. When we go to manage user, with this manage user, you can select the user type you want to manage. For instance, student, you will take the class. Let me see why it's not appearing. So if you select, for instance, a student type, you select the class. you you select the specific user. Maybe this student, you take fine. So once you get this student, you can modify the information of this student directly there. You can deactivate the student. It means you will disable the student from logging in. If the student tries to log in, is going to receive a message like the account has been deactivated. So here too, you can go directly to the student's modification page. If you click on edit, it brings you to the student's modification page. So you can do that with any other account. Okay, once you click on the role, you select any other account, you can do that. Still on that administrator, you can reset a user's password, reset username. So here you just have to select the type of user. If it's a student, whoever you choose here, you select the so here I chose a teacher. I will select the teacher. I will just change the password here. So once I change the password, I just have to contact the teacher and give the teacher the new password I've set. So I make sure I type the same thing in here and also here. So that is that for reset. That is reset user passwords. So here too, I can reset a username. This is not advisable. Once you have a username in the system, this is just for developers. For an issue, it is just for our use case. Okay, if for instance want to swap in a user with another, we can always make use of this. This is not relevant in your case. So user credential. For user credential, this is where if you want to view the username and password for any user, you make use of that. You just select for instance, if it is the accountant, you just select the user here, but we don't have any accountant in the system. That is why it is empty. I will go to teacher. I will take that. I can take teacher this. I will take fine. It is going to give me the teacher's username and password, which I can just copy and send to the teacher to log in. Still under the administrator tab, I have the activity log. The activity log tells me the activity of each person in the system, what happened. It gives me information on who logged into my system, who connected to this application, who did what and what. That is the purpose of the activity log. It is very important for security reasons. If something happens, you want to trace who was connected in this application at any one point in time. The next thing, we have the backup database, the update app. This update app, we are going to remove it. It is not relevant in this case. Even the opening hour is not relevant for now. So, but you can always, we can make use of manage feedback, and this is when people submit feedbacks. So you can take backup database. Backup database is where you want to, as you are working with your system, it is of paramount importance that you always save your data, as to keep on registering your student filling marks. If might be your system crashes, if you create a backup, it's going to save all your configuration that you can store in a USB or an external drive. If anything should happen, you can always bring back your data. So like here, these are some backups which I can delete, which I can fully delete. So once I delete that, you can use this button. You can create your own backup. So if I click on create backup here, it's going to save my database. Now if I click on this download button, it is going to download what has been saved to my hard drive, which I can then store in my USB key. And later, if I want to restore my application, I will just need to copy my data and store in a particular portion, a space folder that we are going to show you, and you will be able to restore it. So if it happens to still be at this specific location, you will just click on restore and everything comes back to normal. So that is basically the function of the administrator's module.